Can you hear? Elia, great personally, beloved Father Yahweh. Elia, great personally, Yahoshuah as well. And for the children of God who deserves and the guest who is coming to glorify Father Yahweh and will love him with her heart, Yahoshuah bless you all. Now we are back to the moment in which we can have fun and to celebrate and glorify beloved Father Yahweh and Yahoshuah. And today now we're time is up and asked to listen to the words, so that you hear the will of Father Yahweh and Yahoshuah. As I say, don't wait for the teaching, because the teaching occurs wherever Elia is. Because it's not okay anymore to wait the moment for the running, for the race of everything, and to let you know everything as well. To get ready for the coming of Yahoshuah. So these people are always so you are always getting ready day and night. So for that, you who are getting ready day and night, to be ready day and night. Yes, that's what is written. You have to be, you have to get ready, not like the five virgins, five full virgins who are not aware of the accomplishment of the words of Yahoshuah. And that's why I encourage you, even though it's time or not. For the teaching, if you cannot take it, that is available for those who cannot see, cannot write, and that's what I mean by those who cannot take the teaching. But the others, you can still take it, you can still listen, and that's what I encourage you. You have to know and take advantage, take the teaching, because disaster is happening on this earth. I taught you yesterday that the name of Father Yahweh, YHVH, or the Yod Hey Vav Hey, is spread all over the world on the internet. Yahoo, and they were like, Yahoo is the name of that God, or Yahuwah. That means that it's not according to Elia taught. That's why I say to you, I am the only one who who is with my beloved Father Yavine, Yahoshuah as well. So it's at that point that I teach you. You must be careful with the word which is being given to you, so that you can protect yourself. Because those who are with the fake name, it's obvious they cannot be washed away from their sins. And that's what I have taught you. How could that be possible that sinners can give true words? And how does it come that sinners can produce holy people or pure people? Let's read that. It's in Job chapter 14, verse 4. Yeah, Job 14, verse 4. Who can bring what is pure from the impure? No one. So sinners are impure. So how can they be pure? You see with that it is impossible that something pure come out from sinners. However, it's the sinners who broadcasted teaching all over the world, and they are deceiving that the name YHVH is Yahoo, and that's why there was a Yahuwah for the others. That's why I say to you, I am the only one who get back the name of Father Yava, and until now it must be set up, and it cannot be troubled, it cannot be moved. You will waste your time if you're trying for that, because you cannot be washed away from from your sin with a fake name. With an example that I say to you is this: follow the teaching. You cannot. That's why I said to you, you have to follow the teaching, because it cannot wait anymore. It's according to the time that the teaching will come out. So it is attacking indirectly. It is fighting indirectly. The others are giving the fake names, and for the others it's Yahoo, and that spreads everywhere. As I say to you, Yahoshuah is spreading, and you see that the truth has been upside down. And people even say that it is Aramean and Phoenician language, because they are among the old and ancient language. And we can say that it's in the Mesopotamia. It's in the Abraham's land. And that's why Elian teaches you what was the language of Adam and Eve. Because they know the God first. And they know to speak with that God, because there was a language that God has set up for humans, and it's for Adam and Eve, that they used to talk with that God. And people who were with God don't sin. And the language is used between Adam and Eve, and the God. There was already language that they use. So there was human, and they didn't use sign language, but they know to speak. But it's because they get separated from Father Yava, and that is the problem of the language. So there was a language that being used at that time. And it's that language that I say to you that in Hebrew that it is coming from. and the Hebrew language was corrected. And the name of Father Yahweh, the W in it is not U but V. That is it. And it's not sinners who can give that. When the Israelians don't know that anymore because they say it's Adonai. But Yahweh is the true name. Yahweh washes people away from their sins, and which gets back the salvation. And the son that he gave birth is called Yahoshuah. Is it clear, children, or not? Are you listening well? So who are not listening? Are you listening well? Okay. Let's continue. So that is the first. So let's get back to the priest thing. So it is obvious that there is no true name of God will come out from sinners. That is impossible. There is no true name from sinners. But the sweet well, sweet water will come out from it, and the true name will come out from true ones, and sent name will come out from people who are right, and it cannot get out of the magical practicer or sinners, but it must be from perfect. And I emphasize, but people here in Yahoshuah are perfect. They are perfect. They are spotless. They are at the top of holiness, at the top of the righteousness. That's why I say to you, keep yourself to be holy and clean, and know to raise those who were allowed to raise. So then it is not. Lots of other nations will enter in with you. Yeah, here in this country, they become to convinced. Lots of people are convinced, but I always say to them, you have to think ahead, and when you have think ahead and convinced, come to Yahoshuah. But it's people who are perfect who will go there. People who never do evil thing, people who never sin, people who are perfect. So let's dive into the topic, which is about priest, the priest of the Most High. Okay, let's go. Can you hear me well? So why do we make party? Why there is a feast of priests? Because the other nation become priests. So, in front of So there was an offering for the sins at the time, and it's the priest who is doing that priesthood, and it's in the temple of God by offering blood. And it's an offering for the sin, and it is given to Father Yava at that time. Yes, and there was a deliverance from sin after that, and people are taken away from their sins. According to the book of, let's see that words, and according to the book of Leviticus, chapter 16, from the verse wait 21. Okay, 16:21. So we're going to read at the end of it until 24. 16:21 to 24. He is to lay both hands on the head of the live God and confess over it all the wickedness of rebellion of the Israelites. They were like confess the Israelites are wrong, and so on and so forth. All their sins, and put them on the goat's head. He shall send the goat away into the wilderness in the cares of someone appointed for the. He shall send the goat away into the wilderness in the care of someone appointed for the task. So it's kind of the sins are gone away at that time. So it's these things that God, Father Yava said, I don't need these anymore. So there is no more offering for Israelite to do. Then Aaron is to go into the tent of meeting and take off the linen garment he put on before he entered the most holy place, and he is to leave them here. So Aaron is the one at that time. He shall bathe him. He shall also burn. So there will be a burning offering. Then he shall come out and sacrifice the burnt offering for himself and the burnt offering for the people, to make atonement for himself and for the people. He shall also burn the fat of the sin offering on the altar. The man who releases the goat as a scapegoat must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water. Afterward he may come into the camp. So the one who released the goat, he must wash his cloth and bath. The bull and the goat for the sin offerings, whose blood was brought into the most holy place to make atonement, must be taken outside the camp. Their hides, flesh, and intestines are to be burned up. Flesh and intestines are to be burned up. The man who burns them must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water afterward. So, even the one who brings the blood of the goat or the bull must cleanse themselves. Afterward he may come into the camp. This is to be the lasting ordinance for you. On the 10th day of the 7th month you must deny yourselves and not do any work, whether native born or a foreigner residing among you, because on this day atonement will be made for you to cleanse you. There before Yahweh you will be clean from all of your sin. It is the day of Sabbath rest, and you must deny yourself. It's a lasting ordinance. So there is a law for the forgiveness of the sin, and it is once a year. The priest who is anointed and ordained to succeed his father as high priest, he is to make atonement. He is to put on the sacred linen garment and make atonement for the holy most place, for the tent of meeting and the altar, and for the priest and all the members of the community. This is to be a lasting ordinance for you. Atonement is to be made once a year for all the sins of the Israelites. And it was done as Yahweh commanded Moshe. So here, the law is to it's a cleaning and removing the sins once a year. And which is included with that is the goat, the lamb, and the bull. Yeah, there was lamb. In verse 5, 16:5, from the Israelite community, he is to take 2 male goats for a sin offering and a ram of a burnt offering. So lamb, sheep and goats are used with that for the salvation of people of Israel. That means that these priests have a really great responsibility. And if there is no such thing, there is no deliverance from sin. When there is no priest at that time, there is no deliverance from sin. And Father Yahweh doesn't accept anyone if there is no priest, but immediately he kills that one if they enter in that offering thing. In the book of Number 18 verse 1, Yahweh said to Aaron, you, your sons, and your family are to bear the responsibility for offenses connected with the sanctuary, and you and your sons alone are to bear the responsibility for offenses connected with the priesthood. So it's Aaron. Verse 2. Verse 2. Bring your fellow Levites from your ancestral tribe to join you and assist you when you and your sons minister before the tent of the covenant law. They are to be responsible to you and are to perform all the duties of the tent, but you must not go near the furnishing of the sanctuary or the altar, otherwise both they and you will die. Yes, so you will die all. That is Number 18 verse 1 and 2. So for technician, you must follow well the word. Okay. They are joined, be responsible for the care of the tent and the meeting, all the work at the tent, and no one else may come near where you are. So it is a command, no one cannot come near you. That means that the people of Israel are commanded now that there is no one or other nations, even though between them they cannot come near this, because it's only priest, it's the Levite descendants who can work with the priesthood work. So that is the law of Moshe and Ten Commandments. There is no children of Benjamin or Judah or Naphtali or Asher. No, but it's only the descendants of Levi who can get involved with that priesthood thing, and it's only them who can who have the authority to bring the blood for the sins of Israel. So if there is no priest, there is no deliverance from sin. But they were the only one who can bring the blood to offer them for Father Yahweh in the sanctuary. In the sanctuary. That is to say to you and to prove to you. That is a really important thing. The priest thing is really important one in Israel. But now it's the offering that it is being removed by Father Yahweh. He removes it. He didn't accept it anymore. If you're going to read Isaiah chapter 1, verse 11. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 11. Verse 11, 12, and 13. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 11 to 13. The multitude of your sacrifices, what are they to me? Say Yahweh. I have more than enough of burnt offerings, of rams, of the fat of fattened animals. I have no pleasure in the blood of bulls and lambs and goats. Yes, that is it. So, which is in the Leviticus, Yahweh said, I don't need this anymore. When you come to appear before me, who has asked this of you, this trampling on my court? Yahweh said to humans, what are you doing to my yard? It's Father Yahweh who is provoking fight against humans. And Yahweh said, don't come to me anymore. Don't trampling on my court anymore. And that is the bad thing. When Father Yahweh is angry, it's him who provoke and incite fight. And he was like, what are you doing here? What do you want? What do you want to me? That's why I say to you, for Zetaah, or the guests who arrive here, the God you guessed, the God that you worshipped was the God that you worship is fake. But Father Yahweh, he never joked. He never accepts sinners. And at the end, he ended up by being angry, and he said, I don't need your offering anymore. Your new moon feast and your appointed festival I hate with all my being. They have become a burden to me. I am weary of bearing them. Yahweh said, I am fed up of you. I don't have pleasure of your religious anymore. For the Sabbath feast, God is already fed up with the Sabbath. Your Sabbath, your new moon, Sabbath and convocation, I cannot bear your worthless assemblies. However, this new moon, Sabbath, and it's those people who are who need the offering. But the offering is to sacrifice, doing sacrifice. So it's the priest and Father Yahweh doesn't accept anymore the offering, the Sabbath, assemblies, convocation. He said, that is not okay for me anymore. When you spread out your hands in prayer, I hide my eyes from you. Even when you offer many prayers, I am not listening. Your hands are full of blood. Father Yahweh is fed up. And he said, learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed. But Israeli people didn't do that. And when Father Yahweh was angry, it is said in Isaiah chapter 66, Isaiah chapter 66 verse 3, he becomes angry. But whoever sacrifices a bull is like one who kills a person, and whoever offers a lamb is like one who breaks a dog's neck. Whoever makes a grain offering is like one who presents pig's blood. And so it's a warning in the Isaiah chapter 1 verse 11, but people didn't care. And he said, now those who offers a meal offering, it's like is like one who presents pig's blood. Those who sacrifice a bull is like one who kills a person. And those whoever burns a memorial incense is like one who worships an idol. They have chosen their own ways, and they delight in their abomination, because it's an abomination, it becomes an abomination. For verse 4, so I also will choose an harsh treatment for them, and will bring on them what they dread. For when I called, no one answered. When I spoke, no one listened. They did evil in my sight, and chose what displeases me. So if when Father Yahweh gave warning in Isaiah chapter 1, he said, I don't need this anymore, you will be a hatred by me. But they become worse, they did worse. And Father Yahweh said after that, those who were still doing sacrifice, it's like presenting pig's blood, and like worshipping idol, like killing person. So Yahweh denied the Leviticus chapter 16 all. And when the sacrifice is destroyed, which is in Leviticus 16, the Ten Commandments is destroyed. And the dangerous thing is, it's the law which removes the sins that Father Yahweh destroyed. I emphasize that it's the law which removes the sin that Father Yahweh removed, and he was like, you cannot do this anymore. So this is what I want to say. If it's the law which is for the forgiveness of the sin, that Father Yahweh is destroyed. So what is then the rest? How about the rest? Because there is no law for you to be washed away from your sin anymore. Because the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe, God said that you cannot add or subtract from it. But the foolishness of the church leaders and the believers, what they do is they took the Son of God, which make people sinners, the fake God, the fake Son of God. I mean, they put the fake Son of God, which make people sins, to substitute this law. They are foolishness. They are doing foolishness. That's why they're sinners, and they're following the fake God, who make them sins, and that is a sin which kills them, because they bring the Jesus or Jesus and they put it in the book, the Ten Commandments on the book, because they didn't care at all. They didn't care at all, and they put the fake Son of God to replace this law, and it is forbidden, because it changed the law. It changed the law, and the period, because there is a time to do this, but they change it. There is a time for das Leviticus, and they change it into Jesus. It's like every day they are repenting because they are sinning. However, however, in the Israeli period, it's once a year. But and also in Leviticus, it's beast. It's it's animals to be offered, but it becomes human, and it is once a year. But they change it into every day, and they change the law. They change the time, and change the law because the law must it must be goat, bulls to be offered, but humans change it into Jesus. Don't deny that, pastors and father, because that is the truth. That's why you were observing the Ten Commandments and law of Moshe. You said that it's Jesus and Jesus who is removing the sins. You were not afraid of God. Get ready, because there will be consequences, and revenge is already ongoing, but wait for your turn. And do you think that this is easy? This is a law breaking. Let's read that. You change the law and you change the time. Daniel chapter 7 verse Okay, Daniel 7 from the verse 23. From the verse 25. From the verse 25. Daniel 7, chapter 20. 23. He gave me this explanation. The fourth beast is a fourth kingdom that will appear on the earth. It will be different from all the other kingdom and will devour the whole earth, trampling it down and crushing it. This is the Russia kingdom. It's the Russia. Russia is the last beast. The 10 horn are 10 kings who will come from the kingdom, from this kingdom up. So there will be. I will teach that next time. After them, another king will arise, different from the earlier ones. Will subdue 3 kings. He will speak against the Most High and oppress His holy people, and try to change the set times and the laws. He tries to change the set times and the laws. This is another thing, but because these Sabbathist people are pulling these words that we're changing the times, that I changed the Saturday into Sunday. But that is forbidden for the Israeli people. That is forbidden for the other nation, That is forbidden for the other nation. You observe the 10 Commandments, it should be once a year. But you change the time, you change the law, because instead, if it must be animal, it must be animals to be offered, but they change it to the God that they change. It's a fake God. And they substitute it with the goat, the lamb. That is an impostoring and scamming for these pastors and the fathers. Be conscious. Listen to that word of Elian. Be conscious and think ahead. Because something that you cannot bear will happen to you, will strike against you. What is this abomination that you are doing and this murdering that you are doing? Verse 2, it is said that the law of Moshe and the 10 Commandments cannot be added or subtracted. Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 2. Do not add to what I command you, and do not subtract from it, but keep the commands of the Yahweh your God that I give to you. So the 10 Commandments and the law of Moshe cannot be subtracted nor added. So the 10 Commandments and the law of Moshe cannot be removed or added. So why did you change? Or why did you substitute what is in the Leviticus chapter 16 into Jesus? because it free people from their sins. Because you observe the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe, you pay the tithe, and the Trinitarianism, God that you worship, observe the Ten Commandments, and the monotheism as well. You observe the Ten Commandments. It is already a judgment which is happening to you. How can you be? How can you escape from these pastors and father? How can you be clean with them? It is a law breaking. It is breaking of the law. And it is too much, and your earth, you all deserves fire, and you must deserve to be burned. That's why I say to you, don't steal something which is not from you, because you end up by scamming and impostoring. And you all, when you die, you go to hell directly. All 10 commandments observers, when you die, you go to hell. I have get you ready. You cannot get out of it, even one. You pastors and father among and also believers, once you die you go to hell. So get ready. So be satisfied. I say be satisfied with that, because you will be in hell. You 10 Commandments observers, because you have broken the law. And the lawbreaker have been revealed, and Yahoshuah will destroy them with the breath of his mouth. And it's you that who is pointed by the Holy Scripture. Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 2 chapter 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 8. The lawbreaker one will be revealed, because you removed the law of sacrifice in the Leviticus and you change it into Jesus. You who worship Jesus and Jesus, be ready, because you will be thrown to hell, because it is against the whole Scripture. Thanks to Aliyah, because I am still saving for the last time, and if you don't want to be saved for this, you're gonna be there. We have read that together. Look at you. Look at what you did. So the lawbreaker will be overthrown by Yahoshuah, and he is going to destroy by the splendor of his coming. So Yahoshuah will overthrow them with the breath of his mouth, and he is going to destroy them as well. So you're going to be overthrown, you're going to be destroyed, and aren't you still conscious? And I also encourage children of God to hold on till the end. That's why I say to you, if you were if you were convinced, you were out of the hands of the devils. And for you all, if you were convinced with the teaching, and that means that you were out of the hand of devils. And why do you still get back to the hands of devil? For the others, they become they get back to devils with their gestures. That's why the others becomes antichrist. That's why some people are kicked out and fired. Be careful. For those who were allowed to race, continue the race, because if you were allowed, you have been given last chance. And if you know that you cannot do that anymore, go away and don't get back anymore. This kingdom of God cannot be joked. I am sent to bring people to the heaven of heavens, not to joke to you. So hold on till the end. And it's not okay. If you want to worship, okay, you must worship, because look at what happens here. It's a breaking of the law. the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe, there is a law of sacrifice, and you cannot change that into Jesus. You cannot include Jesus into it. But the picture in the Leviticus chapter 16, it must be goat, bulls, and lamb. And if you were observing the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe, you must look for the priest, Israeli priest, to do this. And it's a priest from the descendants of Levi. However, you haven't done that, even one. So who have washed you away from your sin? Who can wash your sins away? You Sabbathist, and you who were forbidden yourself to eat pork. Give me the law which can remove your sins. But that is your Jesus. You bring it, and you bring it to and change the law of sacrifice. Who have ordered you to do that? You were pulling apart the words of Israeli prophet. It's the word of Moshe. Even the Son of God said the law of Moshe cannot be taken away, even one dot in a letter. That is for the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe. These cannot be removed, even till the Son of God, the original one, Yahoshuah is his name, say that. But Jesus, he said, okay, you can change that word. That is for Jesus and Jesus. They took the words of the of Isaiah the prophet. However, Moshe said, you cannot add nor subtract it. You were despising Father Yahweh, Moshe, because they put Isaiah, a small prophet, higher than Father Yahweh and Moshe, because it is said, Father Yahweh said, you cannot add or subtract it, but the Sabbathist and the others are despising by you, and they face the consequence. I hope that you were classified as wise people to listen this word. Glory be to Father Yahweh and Yahoshuah, for the glory of Father Yahweh and Yahoshuah. Be conscious. If you are not conscious, that is up to you, but it's you who don't want to be conscious. I have told you, so wait for the disaster will strike you. So, how can you deny today's true word? That's it. So it is proof that you have changed the sacrifice and you changed it into Jesus and Jesus. That is the proof that the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe is destroyed, because you include a human body in it. And when you have included a human body in it, that is not okay anymore, because the Ten Commandments, you cannot modify it, you cannot touch it, because this is the law. When an agreement has been done, you cannot touch it. You can see that in the Galatians chapter 3 verse 15. When there is a covenant which is being made, you cannot change it. Brothers and sisters, let me take an example from everyday life. Just as no one can set aside or add to a human covenant that has been duly established, so it is in this case. So if there is a covenant, you cannot modify it anymore. You cannot add or subtract it. And the Ten Commandments of the law of Moshe, when it is been duly established, because it has the blood of the bull has been shed with it, you cannot modify it anymore. It's in Galatians chapter 3 verse 15. So with the law, according to the law, you cannot add nor subtract it. So these Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe cannot, you cannot add anything into it. And when Father Yahweh said, I hate the Leviticus chapter 16 verse 26, because that is the deliverance from sin. You have seen the blood of goat, a bull, and the lamb, and even your assembly. I hate that. And fed up of that. And from that, when Father Yahweh didn't accept anymore of that sacrifice, there is no more work for the priest, and the priesthood is is destroyed, and there is no more deliverance from sin for the Israeli prophet. And when there is no more deliverance from sin for Israeli people, 10 commandments is destroyed. 10 commandments and the law of Moshe is destroyed. It is destroyed. And these words are the proof of the destruction of the law of Moshe and the 10 commandments, because there is no more sacrifice that you can do. And the words of Father Yahweh and Moshe said, don't add, no subtract it. So you cannot involve something in it. You cannot add something into it. However, the law of sacrifice in the Leviticus chapter 16, which is completely destroyed. It's all the chapters are destroyed. Leviticus chapter 16, which is destroyed. And because it is, it cannot be add or subtracted, that means that it is all completely destroyed. More sacrifice. And that is the first proof that the 10 Commandments is destroyed. Just look at the Holy Scripture in your hand. That's why the Israeli people didn't do that anymore, because Father Yahweh destroyed also the temple. And there is no more priesthood, and it's logical that he destroyed the temple. And the Nebuchadnezzar arrived to destroy the temple of Jerusalem. The Jerusalem temple was destroyed. Nebuchadnezzar destroyed the temple. Okay, let's see the story. It's in the Jeremiah. It's in the book of Jeremiah. Let me look for this word, this passage. I think it's in Jeremiah chapter 52. Okay, look for those who already know it. Jeremiah chapter 52, we're going to look for that. Yeah, those who find it quickly, send it. Okay. No, this is not the correct one. It was said that the general Nebuchadnezzar burned the temple. Yeah, those who found it, send it to me. Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 52, verse 12. On the 10th day of the 5th month. So I am reading an application because I haven't found the Bible and I don't remember it. In the 19th years of the Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, Nebuzaradan, commander of the imperial guard who served the king Babylon, came to Jerusalem. He set fire to the temple of the Lord of Yahweh, the royal palace, and all the houses of Jerusalem. Every important building he burned down. The whole Babylonian army under the commander of the imperial guard broke down all the walls of Jerusalem. So the Jerusalem temple and the house of God was destroyed. And that is the consequence of the anger of Father Yahweh. So the fact that the temple of the Jerusalem was burned, that is to prove that it is destroyed. Because it's a sign to keep in touch to Father Yahweh, and Father Yahweh was angry, and the temple was destroyed by Father Yahweh. He destroyed the temple, and those who still continue to do it, to do the sacrifice and the offering, they're like killing people, killing dogs, and present blood of pigs. The Nebuchadnezzar burned the temple, and even he said, "My Nebuchadnezzar, my servant." So it's himself who brings Nebuchadnezzar to burn the temple. Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 8. Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 8. Therefore, Yahweh Almighty says this, because you have not listened to my words. Verse 9 to 10. Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 8 to 10. I will summon all the people of the north, and my servant Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. My servant Nebuchadnezzar, to strike this country and all countries around. And I will bring them against this land and its inhabitants, and against all the surrounding nations. So Jeremiah have made a prophecy, and it is accomplished later. There is no word which cannot be accomplished, and among that is the words of Eliah. That's why I say to you, these words must be accomplished. And you can see now that the Ten Commandments is destroyed. It's the sacrifice itself which is destroyed. And the place where the sacrifice is being done is destroyed. And it's Father Yahweh himself who destroyed it. That means that it's not okay for him anymore. So the question being asked for you, Ten Commandments observers, how can you apply the Ten Commandments now? That means that you were in trouble now. It's a place where there is no deliverance from sin that you want to enter. That's why Jesus, that is it. Jesus and Jesus has made you breaking the law. What kind of law has allowed him to enter into this law, into this Ten Commandments? What laws allow him to enter into this Ten Commandments? It's devil. It's devil who give that law. Just exchange it and it's okay. You know, it's devil. But that means that you are demoniac. You are demoniac who doesn't act out. But just like that. And lawbreakers are from devils, and when they are from devils, they are devils. But demoniac. But you were demoniac with style. From devil. You were against God. And look at the anger of Father Yahweh. When he is angry, he burns the temple. And he even say, my servant, he said to Nebuchadnezzar. That is the proof that he is at his top anger. He is at his most anger. But you were not. You didn't care about it. You observed the Ten Commandments, but it cannot. The Ten Commandments. It cannot be taken away from the Leviticus chapter 16. And how does it come that you're going to bring the body of Jesus? You bring the body of Jesus and Jesus, and you put it in the Leviticus chapter 16 for the forgiveness of sin. You were not afraid of Father Yahweh. And you deserve destruction. Be conscious. Because it's a complete breaking of the law. What is happening on this earth? That's what happens when Father Yahweh is angry and all people are doing foolishness. That's it. So be conscious. So let's get back to that is the proof that the Ten Commandments is destroyed. So it's a foolishness for those who still dwell in these Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe. But if you observe the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe, get back to the sacrifice. And if you don't want to get back to the sacrifice, come to Yahoshuah. Don't come to Jesus because he's a murderer. He made you sin. But as long as you want to observe the Ten Commandments and love Moshe, so get back to the sacrifice law and look for a priest, which is a descendant of Aaron and Levi, to make the priest, because it is not available otherwise, and it's in Israel. And the temple of Jerusalem is also in Israel, and it must be in Israel, not in Madagascar. So be conscious with what I mean, because you were deceived completely, and that is so sad. Humans on the earth, be conscious. And for the others, they change the name of God and they create another Bible that they want, and they do it according to what they want. And billions of people are following and worshiping that. That is a disaster. People are destroyed by these devils, mindless ones, will be casted to hell. But when Eliah also teaches them, they didn't care. And then what happens? And don't look for doctors when the pandemic will come. But come to Eliah because Eliah got the key when the pandemic will happen, when the disaster will happen. Don't look for any solution, but look for Eliah, because Eliah got the key. Yeah, people must find solution, but Eliah got the key. If you don't come to Eliah, you will die, and that will happen. That's the meaning. That is the meaning of that, the key, which is a spinning. But I didn't allow it to spin anymore, but let it be shown to everyone. But look at the breaking of the law that you did. It is to frustrate Father Yahweh. And that's why I encourage you, that's why I say to you, children of God, don't frustrate Father Yahweh, because when he is angry, you cannot support him. So if you still continue, I have warned you, but no one will talk to you anymore. And the forgiveness is, toleration is at the age of its end. Even it is already over. And when there is that declaration, it is already over. But you who are already racing, continue your race. And it's not like you're not going to say that we are going without direction or something. But it's you who are not in peace. There is a control. There is someone who controls in, and the one who controls you is invisible, and it can make you fall down immediately. When for Father Yahweh, you cannot joke to him. We are sent, and we got authority, so don't joke his goodness. Those who say that no one sees us, no one knows us. It's at the place where you were really hidden that we can see, but we still make you aware. But if you are not aware, we are going to make you fall down. Do you think that this anger of Father Yahweh is easy, that you have despised him? He dares to, he's able to burn the temple. He allows it to be burned. It's himself who ordered it to be burned. Okay, let's get to another picture. The picture was over, so let's get to another one. Because you are foolish if you still dwell in these 10 commandments, because it's a law breaking. When you observe the 10 commandments, you must observe the sacrifice law. And you must bring animals like bulls and goat and sheep. And you must not bring something else and you are going to include it in this law. That is forbidden. The Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe is the law of sacrifice. And it was destroyed on the cross. That is officially said. And when it is done, it is to say that follow Yahoshuah. But look at Jesus. He was packed in the 10 Commandments of the law of Moshe. He ran into the law of Moshe and the 10 Commandments. That's what Jesus and Jesus do. He takes the place of lamb and bulls and goat. You were deceived. You were well deceived. He is deceiver and you still follow him. You will face the consequences. That's it. So pick and choose and think ahead. What is the disaster which is happening on this earth? That's why also I say to children of God, you must be happy and be happy. Why? Because you are free. You were free. You were delivered. You were healed. You were saved. Just think about the salvation that you have received. You are free. Look at the church around this world. But if the church will go to hell, they are breaking the law and they all follow the fake God. So be careful, everybody, and think ahead. So the question is, why Gentiles become priests? If for Isaiah chapter 66, verse 3, when Father Yahweh is angry, he removes the sacrifice law, and his anger continues, and he made Gentiles to be priests, and they're going to be offering for them. So that is the last word for Father Yahweh. Because of his anger, Israeli people were abandoned by him. And he set up Gentiles to be priests. Thank for Father Yahweh and Yahoshuah, because Gentiles are saved. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 18. And I, because of what they have planned and done, I'm about to come and gather the people of all nations and languages, and they will come and see my glory. So here, he's going to look for Gentiles. Yahweh will look for Gentiles. And we thank Father Yahweh because you, Malagasy, who were the first Gentiles. And I will set a sign among them. It's the verse 19, 20, and 21. We will end at 21. 18 to 21. I will set a sign among them, and I will send some of those who survive to the nations, to the Gentiles, to Tarshish, to the Libyan and the Lydian. So here, Israelian who are fighting against their brothers, and they are the people who preaches Yahoshuah and what I am doing now. They are sent to the Gentiles to preach in the Gentiles. Because Gentiles are given to, because the salvation is being given to Gentiles, then it's not the Ten Commandments anymore. But Gentiles become the children of the Most High, and that is to be preached there. The Ten Commandments, there is no solution anymore for that, because it's the offering and the sacrifice law has been destroyed. So those who still dwells and insist to observe that are fool. It's a system which made you sin, because there is no more deliverance from sin in it. So it's a foolishness for you who still dwell in it. Those who still insist to get into it are crazy. That's why I say to you all Ten Commandments observers, get out of there, because that is not okay anymore. If you want to go to hell, so stay there. Your tithe will be washed without any reason. You were worshipping fake God. A fake God and an impostor that you have followed. Some are deceived by the miracles, and some are trapped with that, and some are now calling Yahoshuah. What they call only Jesus. And that is the saying, don't be dull. Yeah, because it is said that all that you worship is fake. It's only Yahoshuah the truth, but you don't want to come to Yahoshuah, but they just change. But that is the devil which is in you, and it's the disaster which is into you. When you know that this is a true one, and you just modifying, and you're not conscious about the disaster, what will happen to you, but it's a foolishness. Let's continue the word. Yeah, to Balth and Greece and to the distant inland that have not heard of my fame or seen my glory, they will proclaim my glory among the nations, among the Gentiles. So now I have come to Madagascar. I am now in Comoros. So and this, that have not heard of my fame or seen my glory, they will proclaim my glory among the Gentiles. It's only Apostle, it's Paul Apostle who has done that at that time. but it ends. He died, and because it was in a difficult time. But now I'm happy because Madagascar, it's well set up. It's well set up. Glory to Father Yahoshuah. And now I am in Comoros. I wish that I wish that Father Yahweh will bring some people also out from here, and that is for the glory of His name. Verse 20. Because that is the accomplishment of His word. Yeah. So verse 20, and He will bring all your people from all Gentiles, from all the nations, to my holy mountain in Jerusalem as an offering to Yahweh. So Gentiles becomes an offering on horses, in chariot and wagons, and mules and camels, say Yahweh. They will bring them as an Israelite, bring their grain offering to the temple of Yahweh in the ceremonially clean vessels. And I will select some of them also to be priests and Levites, say Yahweh. And we are so happy. We Malagasy, all we are happy. Okay, listen for the explanation now. So that is it. You become priests. And when you become priests, it's yourself that you're going to make as an offering. According to, where is it? Offer yourself to be a living offering. Who knows that? Okay, wait now. Wait. Offer yourself. Romans chapter 6. Wait. Romans chapter 12 verse 1. Okay, yes, that is correct. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. That's it. So, Gentiles, they become sacrifice, and when they become sacrifice, they are offered to God to be an offering. It's their body to be a sacrifice. And Isaiah, which say that they become a priest, they become offering, and when Gentiles becomes sacrifice and offering, there is nothing. There is nothing to do with Jesus with that. But he just packed himself with the 10 Commandments and the law of Moshe. He cannot enter in that business. But the one who become priest and sacrifice are Gentiles. It's you who become priest and sacrifice. And also you were washed away from your sin. That is the meaning, because that is the meaning of priest. So God here because you are offering yourself, you become priest, and you become sacrifice and priest. That is the meaning, that is the proof that 10 commandments of Moshe are destroyed completely. And when the 10 commandments are destroyed, it is obvious that you were priest, and when you were priest and yourself is sacrifice, you were holy and spotless. That means that you were the one who is the closest to Father Yahweh and the closest to Yahoshuah and Father Yahweh. That is a great happiness for you. And you see, when Father Yahweh, when Yahweh has done that, he is angry. When he couldn't stand about it anymore, he destroyed it till the end. So it's a foolishness for those who still insist to observe these 10 commandments in the law of Moshe. Because when Father Yahweh is angry at it, you must not get into it anymore. That's why it is confirmed on the cross. Yahushua has destroyed it on the cross. And when Yahushua has destroyed the 10 commandments and the law of Moshe on the cross, he gave a law that it's those who believe in the Son who will get the eternal life. And when Yahushua arrives, we become someone who never sins. And with that, if Father Yahweh was angry by destroying the temple and destroying the sacrifice law, that means that the 10 Commandments is destroyed. If he was sad at that time, now he is happy because there was a payback for the blood of Yahushua. So, you children of God, so that is so Yahushua, Father Yahweh is so happy because the sacrifice hasn't been disappeared, but because thanks to us, children of Most High, now we become priests, we become sacrifice, and that is for the glory of Father Yahweh and Yahushua. Okay, that is enough. So that is it. That's why it's a great feast. It's a great feast of Malagasy. And also Togolese, because they are also with us. It's the great feast of the Malagasy and Togolese. Malagasy are already numerous. Malagasy and Togolese are already become priests. And what is the meaning of that? The happiness of Father Yahweh is back. Yeah, Father Yahweh was angry that the temple was destroyed, but it is not okay for him anymore. Because what happens at that time was a disaster and dangerous, and he destroyed the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe by destroying the sacrifice law, because it was being disaster what happens at that time, and the sacrifice and priesthood was destroyed, and he is sad with that picture. In case you think that he's not sad. But be happy, beloved Father Yahweh. But Eliah will never let you be sad, you and Yahoshuah. And we are not going to let them be sad, but we are going to let them happy in the priest feast. That's it. So we can say now, because I'm going to end my words, the Father Yahweh was sad at the time that the temple was destroyed and there was no sacrifice anymore. He has destroyed all about the sacrifice thing, and he was like, you cannot do this anymore. And even he burned the temple as well to prove that he did not accept that anymore. And he is sad from then, and he was sad. He have been sad till he found you, Malagasy. It was the apostle couldn't do this because there was a huge persecutor at that time. So now Eliah is arrived, and it's time for Eliah to show that situation, because Malagasy people who were chosen and Togolese who were chosen, it's a great day for Father Yahweh. Can you hear me? It's a great thing. So it's a day of joy for Father Yahweh that the priests are back. But it's not the priests according to Ten Commandments, but the priests according to Yahoshuah, his beloved son that he loved. And the priests get back, because it is said that offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. That means that ourselves will become sacrifice in front of Father Yahweh. So there will be sacrifice which is being seen on earth, and each of the children of God in Yahoshuah. So he is happy when the Feast of Priests is coming, because he's going to see these are the priests, Malagasy and Togolese. So he is going to see the sacrifice. They are the ones who never sins, and it's an appreciation for Father Yahweh. He is so happy to see Malagasy and Togolese, that it's their body who will become sacrificed, and that's what he wants, as people according to God, people never sin. So be happy, because that is salvation. The salvation has been done. Wait for a second. The feast in 4th of March is so great because that is the feast of Yahoshuah, because he has done this great thing. But the feast of priest, it's a feast to make Father Yahweh happy, because when his word is back, the Gentiles are saved. The Gentiles who was supposed to, without any issues, without any solution, they become the priest of God. And it's a foolishness for you, man, if you are not jumping with that. So it will be a great feast. It will be a great feast. It is going to be a great feast. Can you hear? Okay, so listen carefully. But that feast of priests doesn't exist if Yahoshuah was not there. That's why the 4th of March is the great, the highest and the greatest feast, because it's in Yahoshuah that everything was done. There was nothing that was done, and there was no one who was get back to Father Yahweh if Yahoshuah was not there. That's why the greatest feast in the kingdom of Yahoshuah is the feast in the 4th of March that we are doing, because it's only Yahoshuah who has done everything and who has made everything back, who has made people get back to Father Yahweh, and people become priests, become sacrifice. It's Yahoshuah who has done that. That's why the feast in 4th of March is the greatest feast in this holy kingdom. And what is after it that we cannot underestimate, because as you can see the importance of being priest, and Father Yahweh becomes happy when we say, because when we say that Gentiles becomes sacrifice and becomes a priest, Father Yahweh is so happy for that. And it's a day of happiness for Father Yahweh. And for that picture, we must not underestimate that. But it's a great happiness for Father Yahweh. This feast of priests will be a great feast, a great day for Father Yahweh and Yahoshuah. And you may say, what will be the meat for that? It should be pork meat, because the Ten Commandments is destroyed. Yes, exactly. So is it okay for you or not? We are really going to show that Father Yahweh is the one who created all creations, and when his love for humans are back, and we are his children. So why he forbid us to eat pork? It's something bad that he forbid us, but pork, it's something that he created. So why he is afraid of that? And also it is also destroyed. So we are not going to comment for a long thing. But when Ten Commandments is destroyed and we can eat pork and everyone can eat pork. It's a foolishness for those who forbid themselves to eat pork. So the great feast, for the great feast of priest is a day for us to eat pork. So to be specific, it's a great feast of Father Yahweh, and to prove that the Ten Commandments is destroyed, we are going to eat pork meat. Okay, so tell to the one next to you, tell to your friends that we are going to eat pork. We all were going to eat pork meat at this moment. Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay then. So that's how I end my words. I hope that you now understand all the words. So the great feast is your feast, the feast of the children of God, the children of the Most High, each one of you. Because it becomes a happiness for Father Yahweh to see you as sacrifice, as priest. He is so happy to see that you are priest. He is so happy to see you. Okay, let me continue the words. So this is what he said. Yahoshuah has declared the law. It's you who become a temple. There is no need of the building in Jerusalem, like let's go to Jerusalem. But he said that he speak through Yahoshuah, you were the temple of God. And the children of God becomes temple. Don't you know that you are a temple of God? Where is that passage? Who knows that? Hurry up, those who knows it. Don't you know that you were a temple of God? 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Verse 16. Don't you know that you are God's holy house and that the Spirit of God has His place in you? So you become the temple of God. So what happens then? Because Father Yahweh is now happy for the things that Yahoshuah has done. This is what makes him happy. He destroyed the temple because of his angry, and he ordered Nebuchadnezzar to destroy it. But now he is happy because the temple becomes our body of children of God. And the priest, there was no work for the priest at that time anymore. But now Zedek becomes priest, and that is the second one. And the sacrifice also was destroyed because of his anger. But now we become sacrifice to be offered, and now we become offered in front of Father Yahweh and Yahoshuah. And now it is complete. It is full. It is complete. temples are destroyed, but now we become temple. The priests are destroyed. There was no priest anymore, but we become priests. And there was no sacrifice at that time, but we become sacrifice now. And isn't that a happiness for Father Yahweh? Here is, it makes, it's a day of happiness for Father Yahweh, the feast of the priests. And Father Yahweh ordered for it to be celebrated. Thanks for his happiness. When the temple was destroyed at that time, it is back now through the body of children of God. And when the priest also was destroyed, and at the time it is back now because the children of God are become priests, and also they become sacrifice. So everything that he destroyed in the past, it is back now. They are all back now. And who is happy now? It's Father Yahweh. Okay, that's it. That's it. So, those who want to make Father Yahweh happy and will fill Father Yahweh with happiness, they are happy on Saturday and Sunday, and they will come. They will come from Saturday 7th, not 8th. The feast of priest begins on 7th, because Father Yahweh will be there. Father Yahweh. If you only come, if you come only on 8th, you are not priest anymore. But go back home. Whether you look for what you want, because you don't want to, you will not come to the heaven of heavens anymore, because it's a day of happiness for him. You should be grateful that you become his priest, and you should be grateful that he is so happy to see you. But you still go to a place where you work or where you want to go. Your race ends, and don't come to the Holy Kingdom anymore if you don't come on Saturday, from Saturday. And also send that message to all children of God. And for guests, make effort to come on 7th and take advantage of the God who is happy. Otherwise, he's going to time will come with frustration against you. Even just imagine that the God of Abraham is happy, and it's a feast of priests. He's gonna be happy that he see the priest, the sacrifice, the temple. Why he won't be happy? Because these are all destroyed in the Nebuchadnezzar period. But now it's back now. So why he is not happy? But you who want to be happy with the God of Abraham and the God of Moshe or Moses or Moise, come from 7th September 7th. Come to the Feast of Priests. So that is the end of my word. So be happy, children of God, be happy. Be happy till the end. Be happy to the end. And don't stop anymore. I'm sorry. Don't stop anymore. Okay, listen, everybody listen. Listen for a while. So always be happy because you become priest. You make Father Yava happy. That is priest mean. You make him happy. You make him joyful. That is what priest means. Because they become priest, become temple, and also sacrifice. So it's complete in front of him what has been destroyed for. So that means that he is happy. So you have to prepare for that party, that feast, and on 7th September 7th and 8th, Yahoshuah, Father Yahweh is so happy, and automatically Yahoshuah is happy with him. So it's a great feast from Father, from the heaven of heavens, because it's a day which pleases, which makes Father Yahweh happy. So that is our meeting for today. So everybody prepare that feast. It's a great happiness for us priests, because the great priest is Yahoshuah. Yahoshuah is the great priest, and the one who is after him is Elia, and you were after me. So is that clear? So that is our end for today. So I wish you to hold on well till the end. You have to hold on and keep the holiness. And be courageous, everybody. Be courageous. Don't act foolishness. Yahoshuah bless you all. So our brothers hug one another, and sisters as well hug one another, because it's a great day. Okay, that's it. Yahoshuah bless you all. Can you hear me? So that is it. Yahoshuah bless you all. Tomorrow 9:30 a.m. So you can go back home and with happiness. And don't stop to call people. Yahoshuah bless you all. You can go back home now. Okay, as the ambassador of Yahoshuah said, time is over for today. But before we say goodbye, let me give you the WhatsApp number so that you can ask question if you do have any question after listening to the teaching of Yahoshuah or the sermon that you have just listened. So I will give you the WhatsApp number, which you can find on the website rtvyahoshua.com. rtvyahoshua.com. So you can find the WhatsApp number at the bottom of the page, but I will state it to you anyway. So +261 32